Good morning. Yesterday we discussed about cells, tissues, and the human body system and the diseases. Today we are going to see about immunity, nutrition, and genetics. Yeah. Come to the immunity. You know that immunity is very important actually. Right. Without there is a low immunity, the disease will be occur easily. Right. So what is immunity? Immunity is nothing but the ability of the body to resist and fight infections caused by pathogens. Right? This is the resistance and fight infection caused by the pathogens. That is, you have own immunization in our body. Right? So there are different types of immunity. Right? Immunity is nothing but the resistant and fight infection. That means if you are something is going to spread to you, there is a resistance power will be there, right? That is nothing but the immunity. You can see that innate immunity. Innate immunity is natural immunity, right? You have to keep it in mind that innate immunity is nothing but the natural immunity present from the birth, right? This is not specific by external things. You have gained through from birth, right? You can see here immunity. You can see there is a skin in our body. That is nothing but the physical barrier, right? Mucous membrane and the skin. Here you can see this is a skin and mucous membrane. This is nothing but the physical barrier. We have the natural things are there. Then you can see that psychological, uh, physiological barrier. That means you can see in the previous acid in the stomach. It is going to kill the HCl is in the stomach. It is going to kill that one. We can see in the previous slides, right? That is a stomach acid, right? Though this is a physiological barrier. Then come to the cellular barrier. Cellular barrier means you can see in bloods, that is a WBC, right? Cellular barrier, white blood corpuscles. White blood corpuscles means that is also a type of immunization. Next, you can see cytokine barriers. That is nothing but the interferons, right? You have non-specific skin, tears, stomach acid. These are called innate immunity. That is nothing but the natural immunity we are having, right? Then we come to the acute immunity. Acute immunity develops after infection or vaccination. If suppose viral fever came to you, right? The body creates some resistance or immunity, right? Or you go to the doctor and put some injection, right? So we are creating a immunity artificially, right? That is nothing but the acute immunity. You can see body produces its own antibodies. Body produces its own antibodies. That is nothing but the acute immunity. We can see natural immunity is nothing but if suppose fever is happening, it is going to automatically get all right in 1 or 2 to 3 days. That is meant after recovering from disease. That means after 2 to 3 days, actually your immunization itself working fine. That is nothing but the natural immunity. Suppose if the fever continues for the 1 week, what happens? You go to the doctor and put some vaccination. That is nothing but the artificial immunity. You are going to create some artificial antibodies. That is a killer T cells. You can see that antibodies is there. Right? These antibody body produces its own antibodies and it is going to the killer T cells. Right? This is nothing but the acute immunity. Right? If you are creating an immunity after a disease came, your body is going to create one immunity, that is the antibodies, that is B cells, right? Or if it is not occurred, then you go to what to say to create the immunity. You are going for an vaccination. That is nothing but the acute immunity, right? And another thing is there, you can say that passive immunity is there. Passive immunity is nothing but the from mother to the baby, like a breast milk or placenta, right? Or you can say injection of antibodies. That is nothing but the passive immunity. That is ready-made antibodies are given, right? Because this is happening after the disease, your body is going to react to the disease. That is nothing but antibody is going to create in your body. right? And sometimes it is continuing going through the vaccination. That is nothing but the acute immunity. That passive immunity is nothing but the suppose naturally from the mother's milk will be there, and you can see that artificially you can antibodies you can going to inject. Right? That is for a short period of time, right? So you have seen here antigen and antibodies. Antibodies is nothing but the protein produced by B lymphocytes to neutralize the antigens, right? So antigens is nothing but the foreign substance entering into the body. Foreign substance entering into the body is nothing but the disease. Suppose antigen. Antigen is nothing but the foreign substance entering into the body. To go react to the body is nothing but the antibodies, right? Antibodies is nothing but the protein produced by the B lymphocytes to neutralize the antigens. Suppose some disease is happening, that is nothing but the antigens is happening. So the antibody is going to react. Antibody means from your body, some due to immunization, that is the proteins produced by the B lymphocytes to neutralize that antigen. That is nothing but antibody, right? So keep it in remember, antigen and antibody. Antigen is nothing but the foreign substance entering into the body. Antibody is nothing but the protein produced by the B lymphocytes. Next, come to the vaccination, right? Vaccination is nothing but the when vaccination came because of dead pathogens, because your cell is not going to react to immunization, right? That is dead pathogens, or you can say your body is weakened. Suppose old age people having lower immunity because they are not doing exercise, and at the same time they are getting older, right? So due to this age one, they can easily infected by disease, right? So that is a dead pathogens is there, or you can say that the body is gets weakened. So what you can do means stimulate the antibody production. You are going to stimulate. How you are going to stimulate? By means of vaccination, right? This is nothing but the artificial active immunity. You can say that that is happened by means of vaccination. You can see here the two scientists, that is Edward Jenner and Louis Pasteur. He created the vaccine for smallpox, right? That is the first vaccine by Edward Jenner. And you can see that Louis Pasteur, that is where the dog bites or that is the rabies and all. The Louis Pasteur discovered the vaccination. So you have to keep it in mind. You say that I already told that antibodies is nothing but the immunoglobulin, that is the proteins uh, produced by the B lymphocytes. That is the proteins produced by the B lymphocytes in response to the antigen. Already told antigen is nothing but the foreign substance entering the body. So it is going to fight against the antigen is nothing but the antibody. Antibody is created by means of the proteins, right? Immunoglobulins, right? So that is nothing but you can see next one. Yeah. Next here, autoimmunity diseases are there. You can see immune system attacks the own body cells only. You can see arthritis and diabetes, right? So that is autoimmune diseases. These things are there. So immunodeficiencies diseases. That means if you are not having the immune system is weak or absent. So that is because of that only the AIDS is spreading, right? That is a immunodeficiency diseases. Remember that sometimes maybe they asked in MCQ. Immunodeficiency diseases is nothing but an AIDS. Autoimmune disease is nothing but an diabetes, arthritis are called as autoimmune diseases, right? So these are the different types of diseases, and you can see that the immunization, right? Uh, you know that disease is nothing but the disturbance to the normal body function. Pathogen is nothing but the disease causing organism. Immunity is nothing but the resistance to the infection. Vaccination is nothing but the artificial active immunity, right? And then I told that AIDS is nothing but the immunodeficiency diseases. Antibodies is nothing but the proteins developed from the B lymphocytes, right? Because maybe this is related to this, one mark might be asked, that is subjective type question. Okay, come to the next one is carbohydrates and fats, right? You can see this is the carbohydrates, right? You can see there is a primary energy source that is nothing but H2O, right? You can see HOH, right? It's nothing but the H2O. right? So the primary energy source is from the water. We can see that monosaccharides, because the other name of glucose, maybe they ask that monosaccharides is nothing but the glucose, disaccharides is nothing but the sucrose, and polysaccharides is nothing but the starch, glycogen, and cellulose. So these are combinedly called as carbohydrates. You can say that fats, right? Fats is nothing but the lipids. So fats, because of the fat storage only, you can able to withstand without eating for 5 to 6 days. That is because your fats is going to give energy. So this is nothing but the high energy storage. That is nothing but the petrol in your tank, right? That high energy storage. That is nothing but the fat, right? It is insulated. You can see there are two different fats for animal saturated fats, for plant oils, or you can say that for plants that is an unsaturated fats, right? So that is you have to remember here. Carbohydrates means there are four types: the primary energy source, and monosaccharides, and disaccharides, and polysaccharides. In fats means that is high energy storage, right? Animal fats is nothing but the saturated, and you can say that plant oil is nothing but the unsaturated, right? Next, you come to the proteins, right? What is proteins? That is means that you can see that protein is nothing but it's a chain of amino acids linked by peptide bonds, right? Maybe this is asked what is mean by proteins. What is the function, right? You can see in going to the gym, they are using different what to say paste, right? Different foods for bodybuilding. So that is nothing but the function is main is bodybuilding, and it is creating the antibody. Antibody means I told that that is a immunity, right? You're going fight against that one. Then hormones and the enzymes, right? These are the functions of the proteins. What proteins going to do means it is used for bodybuilding, enzymes, and hormone development and antibodies. You can see essential amino acids must be you have to maintain a diet, right? So you have to must be obtained from body cannot make them. So you have to maintain nuts, fish, right? From the essential amino acids only you are going to get the protein. If there is a deficiency in protein, what is happening? You can see because it might be asked also deficiency of protein, which diseases will be causing. You can see that is a pot belly. It is like the belly is like a pot-like structure, or you can say it is a marasmus. Marasmus is nothing but the waste. You can see that like a skeleton like a structure, right? So these are the deficiency of protein, right? The protein is low. We have the two different types of due to the deficiency of protein, two diseases that is nothing but pot belly or wasting. You can say that is a marasmus or kwashika, right? Next, you can see this is a uh, vitamins, right? Vitamin, you can see vitamin B complex and vitamin C. Vitamin B is nothing but this is a thiamine, beriberi. You can see B3 is niacin and B12 is cobalamin. You studied in if you studied biology, you can study this thing in the biology. Like B1, B3, and B12. B12 is the cobalamin. This is anemia. Anemia is due to uh, what they are not having enough blood in the body. You can say that is a B12. They have to eat fish, egg, and all to maintain that. So there is a containing a cobalt. You can see in the vitamin C. Vitamin C is nothing but the immunity for the wound healing, right? So what suppose the wound is happening in the body, how quickly it will be rectified. That is nothing but the wound healing. You can see there is a scurvy. You can see in the near while brushing, right, the bleeding gums will become, right? This is due to vitamin C deficiency, right? So vitamin C, now you can see the rich in the fruits, right? The vitamin A is for the retinol. For eye, it is very important. The carrots you have to eat, right? The deficiency is going to the night blindness. You have to remember this one. For vitamin A deficiency, night blindness and xerophthalmia is happening. Vitamin C deficiency, the scurvy, right? This scurvy is nothing but the bleeding gums from the teeth, right? It is happening. You have to remember that one. You can see vitamin D. Vitamin D, you can calciferol. Okay, vitamin A is nothing but the retinol. Retinol means related to eye, and the vitamin D. Vitamin D is nothing but for the bones. That is a calcium absorption. you can get from the sunlight. That's why the people used to say you can walk in the morning and you walk in the evening to get a sunlight to the body. That is nothing but the vitamin D, right? If your vitamin D is not proper, what will happen? That is the rickets. Rickets is happening. Rickets means you can see that is a legs of the kid. What happened? It is not going to be a straight, right? It is like a slant because of the bones are not grown properly. Right? The calcium deficiency is nothing but the rickets. If it is an adult, you can say that is a osteomalacia. You have to remember this one: rickets for the kids and osteomalacia for the adults. That is due to the vitamin D deficiency. Vitamin A deficiency, you can see night blindness. Like I suppose vitamin vitamin E is giving a birth to the child, right? That is fertility, right? So there is a problem in the fertility. There is a deficiency is happening. That is a fertility and antioxidant, right? That is a vitamin E, tocopherol. You can see vitamin K. Vitamin K is nothing but the blood clotting. You see that platelet is very helpful for the blood clotting. Otherwise, the blood, if suppose the wound is happening, the blood is going to come continuously to from the body, right? So the blood clotting is very important, right? This is happening. You have to give some nutrients, right? That is nothing but the vitamin K, right? So what we see now, this is carbohydrates, proteins, right, fats, and vitamins. These are nothing but the nutrients, right? Are chemical substances present in the body that are required by the body, right? That is nothing but the carbohydrates you can see, and the main source of energy. And we can see a bodybuilding nutrients, right? That is nothing but the protein. Then concentrated source of energy, that is nothing but the oil, butter, ghee, nuts, are nothing but the fats, right? Yeah, you can see that, right? You can see that's the main sources of energy. There's nothing but the carbohydrates. Where we can get the carbohydrates means sometimes maybe that's from rice, wheat, sugar, and potato. The carbohydrates are more. You can see that's next one is proteins. Proteins you can where you can get it from the means the proteins are very useful for growth and the tissue repair and for the bodybuilding. You know that it is from the milk, egg, and meat and pulses. The proteins are available, and then you can concentrated sources of energy that you can see oil, butter, ghee, nuts. You can get enough fat from this oil, butter, ghee, nuts. Right? If you want fat, you can go for oil, butter, ghee, and nuts. If you want protein, you can go for pulses, milk, egg, and meat. Right? If you want carbohydrates, go for rice, wheat, sugar, and potato. Right? So these are the vitamins. Right? There is a deficiency in the vitamin. Vitamin C deficiency causes scurvy. Vitamin A deficiency causes night blindness. Vitamin D deficiency causes rickets and osteomalacia. Right? So you have to remember this one for the objective based MCQs. Right? So vitamin A deficiency is nothing but the this function is related to the vision, that is night blindness. If a vitamin B1, that is beriberi, you can see there is a beriberi. Here the function is nothing but the nerve function, right? The nerves are not working properly. You can see their legs, right? One leg is normal function and another leg is bigger in size. That is nothing but the beriberi diseases. You know that immunity, that is nothing but the scurvy is happening because of the vitamin C deficiency, right? The bone health, that is nothing but the rickets. And the blood clotting, suppose bleeding is happening, you have to stop that one. We need to phylloquinine is nothing but the vitamin K, right? And other than that, there are so many things are there. Iron deficiency, there is a mineral iron is there. Function is nothing but the hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is not there in your body. Its deficiency causes the anemia. You have to remember that the mineral is nothing but the iron. The function is nothing but the hemoglobin. If there is a lack of hemoglobin or iron in your body, it causes the anemia. Right? If there is mineral is calcium, if it is low than that, there is a weak bones. Right? If the iodine is low, that is causes the thyroid hormone. We seen in the previous while discussing the thyroid gland that the iodine is low, it causes goiter, right? That is deficiency causes the goiter. Then muscle cramp is happening because of the sodium is not present in your body. So you have to remember that one. Muscle cramp is happening. That is a fluid balance. So for fluid balance, sodium is very important, right? So you have to keep remember these minerals, iron, calcium, and iodine and sodium. And you can see vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin A, D, E, K, right? Then you have to remember if there is a deficiency in the body, what are the diseases happening? That is a you have to remember because maybe asking in the MCQs, right? So the balanced diet is very important here, right? Uh, Otherwise, the malnutrition, that is, you can say undernutrition and overnutrition. Overnutrition is nothing but the obesity is happening. If suppose undernutrition is nothing but the protein energy is not properly you are getting, that is nothing but the undernutrition, right? So if the deficiency disease is nothing but the vitamins and the minerals are lagging, so that is because of that it is happening. Scurvy, rickets, everything is happening, right? So good nutrition, nothing but a strong immunity. You have to keep it in mind. Good nutrition, if you are taking enough fat, carbohydrates, proteins, and vitamins, rich foods, right? You have a strong immunity, right? That is called as good nutrition. If there is a poor nutrition is there, because of that, the bodies get weakened and the disease is spreading easily. So the nutrition and good health is essential for the elder and the pregnant woman and the children and everybody. It's very important to maintain the nutrition and health, right? Okay. Next, we come to the last part of the topic of the biology. That is nothing but the genetics, right? You know that he is the father of genetics. That is nothing but the Gregor Johann Mendel, right? He conducted experiment on pea plant, that is Pisum sativum. From that, we can propose the law of inheritance. Law of inheritance is created, right? That is, law of inheritance is the father of genetics. So the father of genetics is nothing but the Gregor Mendel. You have to keep it in mind, right? So here you can see that that is a basic terminology. Gene is nothing but the functional unit of heredity. Heredity means from father to the child, like that. That is a gene will be there, right? So it will be continuing. That is a gene. Gene is nothing but the functional unit of heredity. You can say that allele is nothing but the alternative form. That is, you can see there is a T for tall and a T for small t for dwarf plants. Dwarf means very, very short, and the capital T is for very long plants. So it is an alternate form of a gene. So because of this tall structure will be there, there is a short structure is there. You can make it a club and right and form one new one. Right, that is nothing but they are creating because the tall plants are grown taller. The short plants, their family is going to be a shorter. Right, you can see in your neighbors also. Right, because of the genetic problem. Right, what happened? Their entire generation is similar to one another, right? So this allele is nothing but the alternative form of gene, right? Chromosomes is nothing but the carrier of genes. DNA is nothing but the deoxyribonucleic acid, or you can say that is a genetic material. So you can see here the genetic makeup, right? That is a capital TT. That is tall, tall. It is a tall and small, then small, small, right? So you have the hidden code, and it determines the uh, physical appearance. It is going to be the physical appearance. That is nothing but the uh, TT, TT, and small TT, right? How we are giving a genotype. Genotype means how we are inserting, right? Genetics input, right? Based on that only, the output is going to grow. That means the tree is after growing, right? So while planting itself, we are making some coding, right? That is a TT, or you can say capital T and small T. Based on this genotype only, the plant is going to grow, right? That is determines. That is, your gene is nothing but you can say genotype. After seeing the physical appearance, you can say that is a phenotype, right? You know that DNA is nothing but deoxyribonucleic acid. That is a sugar phosphate backbone. Right? It is a double stranded helix. It was developed by Watson and Crick. Right? Watson and Crick were the first people proposed the DNA model. Right? So you have to deoxyribo nucleic acid. You know that everywhere, suppose a doubt is happening, they will go for a DNA test. Right? DNA means that is deoxyribonucleic acid. What are the bases is there? For the deoxyribonucleic acid, you can see that adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine, right? So these are the things, right? Uh, you can see that is a cytosine is going to pair with the thymine, and adenine is going to cytosine is going to pair with the guanine, CG, and you can see that adenine is going to pair with the thymine. So these are the bases for the genetic material deoxyribonucleic acid. It is a double-stranded helix. You can see that is a double, right? One is like a sinusoidal wave. You can see it's a double strand like structure. You can see it is a single stranded structure. RNA is nothing but the ribonucleic acid. It is nothing but a single stranded structure. Sometimes maybe asking the math the following, or you can say in the objective type question also, you can remember RNA is a single stranded helix. You can see here adenine, guanine, the same thing, cytosine and thymine is there, right? Cytosine and uracil is there. You see here, there is a thymine is there. Here, it is thymine is replaced by uracil, right? So here, uracil and adenine. Here, adenine and thymine is nothing but the adenine and uracil is going to pair. These are the very depth. Anyway, you get into that, right? Then C pairs with the guanine. That is, cytosine is going to pair with the guanine. These are the base composition of RNA, right? So genotype is nothing but the genetic makeup we seen previously, and physical appearance is nothing but the phenotype. And we can see homo. Homo means same, right? Homozygous is nothing but the same alleles. Hetero means different, right? Different alleles. Yeah, you can see that is a homo means if this is here same alleles, that is homo. This is the different means that is hetero alleles. Yeah. Here you see that DNA is nothing but the double stranded helix. RNA is nothing but the ribonucleic acid is a single stranded helix. This thing related to the proteins. For you see that humans have 23 pairs. It is located in the nucleus. 23 pairs means 46 chromosomes. Right? Each pair is having 2 chromosomes. So 23 pairs. Normal humans is nothing but the 46 chromosomes is in the body. You have to remember humans have 23 pairs of chromosome. 23 pairs is nothing but 46 chromosomes. That chromosomes are located in the nucleus. Right? Yeah. Next one, you can see that is a sex determination in hormones. If suppose that is a female means XX will be there. You can see that is a homogametic. That is a male is nothing but XY, right? That means that father determines the sex of the child. I already told that that is a 23 pairs of chromosome. 23 pairs is nothing but 46 pairs are 46 chromosomes are there, right? This 22 pairs is nothing but control of body traits, that is autosomes you say, and one poor pair is nothing but the 6 chromosomes, right? So totally 22 plus 1 is nothing but 23 will be there. 23, that is 2 will be there. Each pair, that is nothing but 46 chromosomes are there. If suppose you can say that is XY will be there in the pair, that is nothing but the hetero. I already told that X is different and Y is different. Both are not same. That is nothing but a hetero, different, right? That's a hetero. That is a male child. You can say that if both are same, it is nothing but XX. That is nothing but the homo. That is nothing but the homogametic. That is nothing but the female child, right? So mainly the father's sperm determines the child, right? Of the child. You can see here Down syndrome, right? How is the genetic disorder is happening? You can see I already told that every human having 23 chromosomes, right? 23 means 23 pairs. That is nothing but the 46 chromosomes will be there. Here you see that extra copy of 21. That is nothing but the Down syndrome, right? You see here, the female is missing, one X is missing here. That is nothing but the sterile. You can say that is a Turner syndrome. Turner syndrome. It is having only 45 chromosomes. It is not having 46 chromosomes. One chromosomes is lesser. That means here one missing X will be there. That is nothing but the Turner syndrome. You have to keep it in mind. You have extra copy. That is means there is 23 chromosomes will be there. The extra copy, the 21 is replied twice. That is, you can say that is a trisomy or extra copy of chromosome. That is nothing but the Down syndrome. It may be asked in the multiple choice question. Suppose additionally one will be there. This is 46 chromosomes. So here lower is nothing but the 45. If one extra will be there, that is male with one extra X is nothing but a sterile condition. That is name is called Klinefelter syndrome. So there are three types of syndrome. If there is extra copy, that is nothing but the Down syndrome, right? If there is a less than the normal 46 chromosomes, the usual human having, there is a 45 chromosomes are there. That is nothing but the Turner syndrome, right? If 47 chromosomes are there, right, that is one extra than the normal, right? The male with one extra X, that is nothing but the Klinefelter syndrome, right? You can see that is a genetically modified organism, right? How the using genetical, that is the carbon, right? Example, BT cotton, pest resistance, because usually what happen, the cotton will be get attracted by the pest, right? But there is a genetically modified cotton pest resistance, right? So the pest won't come here, right? Instead of going for the fertilization or something to prevent that one, right? It is already protected, right? Because of the genetical, right? So cotton pest resistance, right? You can see genetically modified organism. That is nothing but the GMO. You can see here cloning, right? That is a donor sheep. He is there, taken the enucleated egg cell, right? It is going to give that one. So this is the dolly of the sheep. That is a first mammal. You have to first mammal clone, right? That is a cloning. This is how happening for the biotechnology application. You can say by using this gene. You know that DIN fingerprint. You can say if you go for an Aadhaar also, first they are taking a fingerprints and all, right? Because the fingerprints is not going to vary from the people, right? It is unique for every people, right? So mother, child, and alleged father used for forensic and a paternity test, whether the same coming from the same family or from the different family, right? They are going for the DNA fingerprinting and forensic test and the paternity test are all happening in the biotechnology applications, right? This is the advantage of what to say genetics, right? So these are the things we are covering under biology. We are closing the biology, and we can see some MCQs related to biology tomorrow, right? What we covered up to now. Tomorrow there is a discussion of objective type based on the biology questions, right? That's all about this. So we discuss about, and we have shared a material in the drive also related to this. Biology, you just go through it. You can have any doubts, you just ask us. We have provided an additional extra material also to study that one. So we covered cells, tissues, right, and human bodies, and what are the diseases happening, right? How, what is immunity, right? What are the different types of immunity is there, right? What is natural immunity, what is artificial immunity, and you can see vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin K, right? Which vitamin is related to which organ, what happens that if deficiency causes the disease, and you can see the genetics, DNA, RNA, that is a scientist Gregor Jagan Mendel, right? The what happened, the human body having 46 chromosomes are there. If there is a 45, which syndrome is happening? If there is 47, which is a syndrome is happening? If there is a repetition of 21 chromosome, what is happening, right? You have to remember. These are the what we covered up to now. It is very important topic related to biology, and it is previously asked in the examinations, right? So that does not mean that it is limited, right? You can cover everything. If you feel any doubt related to that, you just send me a message. We will reply back to you. Right.